A warm greetings to one and all. In this session, let's learn about constructor overloading. As a part of introduction, we all know that constructor overloading is having more than one constructor in a class with same name with a different list of arguments. It is similar to function or method overloading. Overloaded constructor will be having the same name exactly as the name of the class and different by number of arguments and type of arguments. The constructor is called depending upon the number and type of the arguments passed. By creating the object, argument must be passed to let compiler know which constructor needs to be called. Let's have an example program for constructor overloading. First, let me explain the code and then we can see how the code gets executed. So here we have defined the class definition for the class sample. So inside the class sample, using public access specifier, we have declared three variables, namely A, B, and C of integer data types. So next we have the function sample. Since the function name and class name are similar, it is also called as a special function, which is known as constructor. Since the constructor has no parameter, it is also called as default constructor. Inside the default constructor, the value of the variable A is assigned with the value 10. The value of the variable B is assigned with the value 10. Next, we have a function named sample. Since the function name and class name are similar, it is also called as a special function. It is known as constructor. Since the constructor has parameter, it is also known as parameterized constructor. So inside the parameterized constructor, the value of the variable A is assigned with the variable X. The value of the variable B is assigned with the variable Y. Since we have more than one constructor in a class, we can call it as constructor overloading. So next, we have add function with return type as void and no arguments passed to it. So inside the add function, the value of the variable C is assigned with an expression A plus B, and using cout statement, the value of the variable C is displayed to the user and class is ended here. Inside the main function, sample S1, which means we are creating the object S1 and we are calling the default constructor here. Next, sample S2 of 5, 5. So here we are creating the object S2 for the class sample and we are calling the parameterized constructor here. Then using the object S1, we are accessing the function add-off, and then using the object S2, we are accessing the function add-off, and finally return 0 and program is being terminated here. Now let's see how the code is being executed. We all know that the code execution starts from the main function. So here first we have created the object S1 for the class sample. So since we have no arguments passed here, default constructor is being utilized. So here automatically the control moves to the default constructor and the value of the variable A and B, which is declared inside the class sample, is assigned with the value 10. Now control moves to the next statement in the main function. So here sample S2 of 5, 5. The object S2 is created for the class sample and it has the parameter 5, 5. So parameterized constructor is being called. Now control is being shifted to parameterized constructor and the value of the variable A and B is initialized with the variable X and Y, that is 5 and 5. Now the value of the variable A and B is initialized with 5 each. Now the control moves to the main statement. So here S1 dot add off, which means using the object S1 of class sample, we are accessing the function add. So now control moves to the add function, which is available in the class sample. So here the value of the variable A and B using the object S1, that is default constructor. The value of the variable A and B is 10, 10. So we are adding 10 plus 10 and we are storing the value 20 in the variable C. Using cout statement, the value of the variable C, that is 20, is displayed to the user as shown in the output. So the next statement, next the control moves to the main function from the add. So here we have S2 dot add off. So using the object S2, we are accessing the function add. So now control moves to the add statement. So add statement access the value of the variable A and B from parameterized constructor. Since the parameterized constructor holds the value of A and B as 5 and 5, so here 5 plus 5 is being added and 10 is stored in the variable C. Using cout statement, the value of the variable 10 is displayed to the user as shown in the output. Next, return 0. Return 0 specifies that the successful execution of the program. The program gets executed successfully and terminates here. So hope you are clear in constructor overloading with this example program.
Thank you all.